Hello, everyone. My name is Mary, and in light of today's full moon, it's a full moon lunar eclipse today. Today is May 15th, 2022. And because of this beautiful full moon tonight, I just wanted to read to you a little bit of this awesome book, Tarot for Change, about the moon, because what this author Jessica Dore has to say about the moon is just incredible. Her insight is amazing. And for reference, this is the moon card. This is the universal weight tarot deck. And this card it's just gorgeous. Sorry if there's some glare. We've got the moon and the creatures that looking at the moon. Full moons can sometimes lead to like emotional situations. It can be a very revealing time. But this is what Jessica has to say about the moon. In a culture that worships at the altar of knowledge, confusion is generally seen as void of value. Disorientation is pathologized and understood as a condition to be remedied and rid of as quickly as possible. A reflection of this collective bias toward knowing, people who seek counsel through tarot tend to fear the moon because it appears to be the opposite of what they think they need: clarity, guidance, answers. When trying to understand a dream, one of the first things you do is identify your associations with the settings and symbols in the dream. What does a moon mean to you? The moon has to do with nighttime. What is nighttime? It is a time when what we see clearly during the day is obscured and cast in shadow. Do you ever notice how anxiety tends to get worse at night? Like children terrorized by their own visions of monsters under the bed, we project our fears into the spaces and times when we cannot see what's there. You may be wondering, as I have, what use a symbol of confusion could possibly have to those feeling lost or stuck. I have to agree that when doing tarot readings for myself or other people, the moon tends to bring up, it's like, oh, you're in a sort of a disoriented space. It means that things aren't what they seem. It's like the Alice in Wonderland card. It's just things aren't quite what they seem. One evening over tapas and grenache, a friend and mentor from graduate school told me about a technique that therapists use to stimulate confusion in clients by relating to them in a way they're not expecting, or asking a question that challenges their default logic or mode of thinking. It may sound odd, perhaps even cruel or unusual, to intentionally confuse another person, especially when you're supposed to be helping, but bear with me. When someone who's been stuck gets confused, the tight path they've been walking vanishes, and they're forced to forge a new way. Part of the work in tarot is learning to open ourselves up to the spectrum of life's experiences, learning to dwell between the night and day, unconscious and conscious, forest and village. The idea that confusion could have therapeutic value is powerful because it takes a human condition that's generally thought to be negative and suggests that it could actually be a kind of crucible. It probes into the possibility that confusion could actually be an ideal time for working on our ancient and atrophied modes of seeing, moving, and knowing. It marvels and wonders aloud, if I could be with mystery just a while longer without needing to make it go away, could a new way of navigating emerge? That sentence blew me away. It's absolutely what the moon is challenging us to do. And I think what today's world is challenging us to do. I think we all need to sit with this for a second. If I could be with mystery just a while longer without needing to make it go away, could a new way of navigating emerge? Amazing. Is it within the realm of possibility that stepping out from the ice house of conscious knowing might actually make way for something more low to the ground, more instinctual, or from a higher state of consciousness? Is it possible that confused times are actually perfect openings to call on parts of ourselves that we can't otherwise access? When I read this, I was just so blown away at how relevant it is right now. I think everybody could use this message, that just sit with the discomfort and the not knowing, sit inside that mystery for a bit, just put yourself in that place, keep yourself in the place of not knowing, and being okay with not knowing, and being in this confused, dark, sort of disoriented place. Because a lot of times when you're on the path that you think you belong on, and something better is like over there or off the path, we don't look at that because we're like, this is where I belong. But if you're not where you belong, you're looking around for options, you're looking around for answers. And I think full moons are perfect time to be like, okay, what is it in my life that I'm ready to let go of? What is it in my existence right now that I've been taking for granted, but maybe I don't need to do that anymore. Maybe I don't need to be this person or have this habit or do things this way. There's certainly a lot of things in my life that I'm in the midst of shifting. And I think everybody is, to be honest. It feels like the whole world is in this really crazy, shifty sort of place where we're all becoming made new. And the old ways are done. There was I think we all knew after a while, there was no going back to normal after this. After this 2.5 years or however long it's been since we've entered this crucible, the purifying fire. We've been in this place for a while, and we're all in need of this. So I don't want to read the whole chapter to you, but I do want to read a little bit more. Again, this is Tarot for Change, Using the Cards for Self-Care, Acceptance, and Growth by Jessica Dore. And she has written a fantastic book about tarot, and it's very different. It's extremely different. It's not a book it's not your usual tarot book. And I think she's doing what a lot of people are doing, is taking tarot in a direction of, self-inquiry and self-growth and psychological growth. So, yeah. I have to read this sentence to you. To know something for certain is the psychic equivalent of building a wall against anything that could challenge that knowledge. See? I just said that, and I think that I said that because I just read that. That when you know things for sure, when you're on your path, it's very hard to deviate from the path and go somewhere new. But when you're not on any path at all, when everything looks a little bit scary, then maybe, and you're searching for what's best, then new avenues open up to you, and it's a really great place to be. As holding paradox remains the continual lesson of tarot, knowledge is beautiful, and we seek it even as we understand the ways in which knowing things is limiting. Knowing can expand what we see as possible, but it can also be like a box we settle into where we unconsciously defend against our own growth. To be in a state of not knowing creates openings, illuminates new pathways, and is thus ripe with potential, even as what we can't grasp yet may scare us. When defenses drop, new edges and footholds appear. And when we're flailing, we're a lot less picky about what we grab hold of to stay alive. So I hope my intention for myself and for all of you is that this full moon reveal some openings to you, reveal new avenues, new ways of seeing yourself that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. So that's it. God bless you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye.